Wow. Konnichiwa! Hello! Maxie's here!
Whoa, holy crap, where are we?
We're here. Look at Maxie's little foogie.
Yeah, you know what? Neofugi. And it's all thanks to Dallas, who told me the other day that the doodle I made looked like a Fugi. And then I'm like, okay, I can work with this. It did come out really cute. So, shout outs to Dallas in chat. Am I forgetting anything?
Hi Dallas, hi
I'm
Mary,
here.
hi Jippy, hi Ronnie, hi Hans. Hi Dale!
Yo, hi Dale. I want to say, by the way, I would like to wish all Bloodborne enjoyers a very happy, the Dusk Blood.
Yay!
That's right, for anybody watching this in the future, hello, it is the 2nd of April, 2025.
This is the 3rd
we
of
have,
April for me, but yes.
Yeah. Well, just because you live in the future, okay, Nomia?
It says the 3rd of April on stream. I'm just pointing it out that you're saying it's the 2nd of April, and on stream it literally says April 3rd.
you to just go a little slow for us Americans.
Okay.
Anyways, I mean, no, you don't have to. Don't bend the knee to us filthy Americans. What are you doing?
I'll bend the knee to you.
Anyways,
You're chill.
Anyways, so the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct happened earlier today. You can watch the VOD of Nomia's reaction. I was in chat with Kitty, and it was a very delightful. While Nomia does that, I would like to remind you that this stream here is supported by viewers just like you. If you are interested in more delightful Nomia content, you're in the right place. Leave a like, subscribe. And while Nomia is still closing their door all the way across the house, that's right, Nomia lives in a shotgun-style home. There is only one door.
There's only one door. I didn't even get to check on the baby to make sure she's safe.
That would be Nomia's bird, by the way.
Yeah, not a real baby. I don't have a baby.
I always people. I catch people giving me weird looks when we talk about our son Yanto.
Okay.
And then I have to be like, it's a cat. Okay, calm down. Please.
It's a cat.
Like, some people get the baby fever, but they also get the second-hand baby fever, you know? Like, I have relatives, and, like, we talk about Kianto, my cat, and the relatives, like, literally, like, the bunny ears perk up. And then I'm like, calm down, you weirdos.
I think I've mentioned it. I mentioned on the Nintendo Direct reaction that, like, the only time I ever get any semblance of baby fever is when I see those little ads of Bowser and Bowser Jr. for the parental control. Like, the only time I'm like, I want a baby is when I see Bowser and Bowser Jr.
That's fair. Like, that's fair.
I want one! I want a Bowser Jr.
Okay, I promise we're gonna get all the Nintendo Switch 2 stuff out of our systems now.
Yes.
I'm already looking in my main for Mario Kart World is gonna be the cow. I'm just looking it in already.
The cow! Guys, the cow. Also, Maxie, this isn't on stream. You can see this, but the stream can't see this. I'm sharing my screen with Maxie.
You gave me a heart attack. Yeah, no, I'm seeing behind the scenes. I'm literally like behind the curtain, and Nomia literally. You know how they say, like, computer showed me this guy's balls? Nomia was like, hey, you want to see my balls? And I'm like, not necessarily. And then Nomia's like, here's my credit card info. Here's literally my address. And I'm like, Nomia, you live a wild life.
I did do that. Oh, Maxie, do you have a DSM command that I could steal? So I don't have to write.
I don't. You know, how about I just paste the link whenever anybody wants the link?
How about, what if I, because I want to do a thing.
Wait, you know what? Let me see if I have one, okay? Just give me like a minute. You should actually tell people who you are.
Oh, I'm Nomia Vixie. My pronouns are anything, but mostly they them. And there we go. I made a very simple command. It's a little guy.
I say, Your Honor, I still have 51 seconds left, okay? Commands. I think I do have a. Is it based on their basics? No. Maxie's stuff. There it is. What's the command? There you. Okay. That's right. I have a very, very loud command. Welcome back. Hello. If there's anything you should know about this game is that it's very loud and gay, and that's me. There you go. I sent you the command if you want to update yours.
Do we wanna do the disclaimer that's at the top of your book?
Yeah, please, especially since we're just starting, let me just real quickly, by the way, I am Maxi, also known as MKR. My pronouns are they, them. I am an amped up little gender menace and game designer, artist, Nomia's bestie, and yeah, feel free, Nomia, to read it out. Okay.
Here we go, I'll do my voice acting for you. Bigots of all kinds, racists, xenophobes, homophobes, transphobes, ableists, sexists, Islamophobes, and anti-Semites. This game is not for you. If you downloaded it, delete it. If you paid for it, refund it. If this bothers you, I don't care. Fuck off! Thank you.
That's right. That's right. So I created Deus Ex Machina as part of the ttrpg jam, and I felt incredibly inspired. I have since then learned a lot, and I've channeled this energy, and please excuse me, I'm going to use a reclaimed slur, I hope you don't mind. People refer to these really angry, loud, queer games as faggot games, and Deus Ex Machina is very proudly a faggot game.
Angry, we love faggot games!
Angry, fucking furious, vibrating, but also earnestly queer and loud about sexuality and gender identity and all the beautiful things in this world. So yeah. That's right. Like and like I wanted this warning just put everything on the table, and I'm like, for the love of God, don't bother adding me and being like why is this in the game? And I'm like, because fuck off, that's why.
Because I'm gay, why?
I have a similar warning in my other game, Iron Valley, and I think I've grown since then. It's a bit of a softball in that book, and it led to a few people being like, I don't know how I feel about that. It's weird that in this cozy game about community and understanding and loving one another, that you won't let me be a racist in it. It's okay. Don't worry. Those people are dead now.
They're gone.
So from now on, please look forward to even louder, queerer, sexier games coming from yours truly, including the expansions and campaigns for Deus Ex Machina, which we can talk about later.
Wait, I am upset when it's not about me. Yeah, it's the bird, what was the bird tweets? Bird facts, that's what it's called. Bird facts. I'm upset when it is not about me. I love that. That's one of my, we say that all the time about Lucy. That's like #1 quoted thing about Lucy.
Also, Chippy, thank you for the quote, by the way.
Hang on. What is it? I'm upset when it is not about me. What is it?
I particularly like the typo in there. I think that's cute.
Yes, pro-bird. It's bird rights. Bird rights activist. That's what it is. Oh, this image is crunchy. Here, this is a better image. Here, this is.
Also, that I quoted you earlier in the day.
Oh, thank you.
So
I showed you my duck leaves. I did say dick, but.
You did say dick, but I was typing on my iPhone, and the iPhone says that you can't like dick, you must like duck instead.
I see. So you know. I am feeling comfortable when we are not about me. This is about Lucy. This tweet was about Lucy.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
If you don't know who Lucy is, here she is.
Yeah, Lucy is. See, every magical person has some sort of weird companion who's secretly evil. Lucy isn't that. Lucy is overtly evil.
Lucy is overtly evil.
Yeah. You know.
Speaking of overtly evil.
Speaking of overtly evil, I can see you. Wow, you have a folder on your desktop of your favorite images. I see Kaluto. I see the Nether Gundam. I see the rotating picture of the Bon Mi. Nomia's giving me too much power. I can see directly into Nomia's like soul.
I have this image.
Yeah, the DSM logo.
Hang on, where is it? There it is. Oh god. Horse. This horse is for this game. I'm just showing Maxi things. Just things for Maxi.
Yeah, yep. Maxi, quick, find their credit card numbers.
I literally did.
Okay, I want to make this very clear. The following is, I'm not facetious, I'm not joking. Nomia literally purchased something while sharing their window to me, and I could see their address, their credit card information, their real name. I can't believe it really is Nomia Vikshi. It really is Nomia Sephiroth Vikshi. I forget what Nomia Angelica Sephiroth Vikshi. Yeah, it's Angelica Sephiroth Vikshi.
And I even showed you the 3 numbers on the back because I typed them in.
Yeah. I can't believe it's actually 613. That's like insane.
That is kind of impressive, right?
It's funny how things work out like that, huh? It's funny how things work out like that. I knew
my credit card number is 613, and the 3 numbers on the back are 613.
GP says, "You never show me your credit card information." Kicks a rock.
If it was in Australia, it's a good point.
This is how you know that the 3 numbers in the back of my credit card are not 666, because if they were, I would tell everyone.
That's the problem. And like, I think I don't remember where it was from. I think it was a Reddit stories. They were talking about it because there was a Reddit stories involving social security numbers or something. This is Smosh. And Shane made a joke that's like, what if you had a really sick social security number and you just like couldn't tell anyone? It's just like your social security number was just like a really funny, good number. Like if your social security number was 80085 and you just couldn't tell anyone.
Boobs, by the way, for anyone who didn't catch, the joke is boobs, by the way.
The joke is boobs.
Is Shane the guy that I thought it was Smosh?
He is Smosh, yeah. He's the one straight guy left at Smosh. He got married to the non-binary person though, so I don't know if it counts anymore.
Anyways, there's gonna be plenty of shenanigans on this stream. But yes. I do have a
we do have to play the game.
I'm biased. I want Nomia to play my game because I went really hard in making it, and also because it's a tactics game, and Nomia, as we all know, is a tactics bitch.
I'm a tactics bitch. Thank you.
Yeah. We're gonna like walk through the rulebook. Unless Nomia wants to read the whole thing. We didn't really establish that.
We're gonna skim it a little bit, but we're gonna go over it.
Yeah. Perfect. I do, by the way, I do wanna once again I dedicate this game to my wife, to my beautiful, amazing, sexy gay wife. And yes, that is a Pacific Rim reference. We both love that movie. And we used to say we were drift compatible before we were dating. That's how dumb and gay we are.
Haha. Gay. Mama really loves Pacific Rim too. Mama loves it.
It's really good.
Mama loves just disaster movies, and I'm like, why? I don't get it, but that's okay. And then we read.
Well, you also don't watch movies, so like, you know, it's like
no.
It's like people who are into cars except Dale. Okay, I have relatives who are into cars, and they're talking about engines, and I don't want to say that I don't care, because that sounds mean. I'm happy that they are happy, but all that information. No, I'm sorry. Like, do you think I'm gonna go through my database and I'm gonna like uninstall like Pokemon Knowledge to install like how many whatever pipes are in this engine? No.
I will never.
I gotta remember McMortar, okay? I gotta remember my boy Magnezone. Okay, so.
Alright, so we gotta play the game. We're yapping over. Gameplay starts.
Okay. So, the DEUS SEX MACHINA, also known as DSM. By the way, Maxi, did you purposely make the acronym DSM so it's one letter short of BDSM? No. That's just a crazy coinkydink.
Could you call the expansion pack bonus DEUS SEX MACHINA?
Maybe boner DEUS SEX MACHINA. We'll figure something out.
You gotta have
it's a tabletop role-playing game. This is a tabletop role-playing game about killing fascists with the help of a giant robot. This game features heavy topics and talking about oppression and discrimination and fascism, and it's very queer and loud, and there's sex in here. And if you don't like that, or if you're under 18, please stop watching.
If you're
and
under
go
18,
away.
why are you even on this stream?
Don't watch this stream. This game is set in an alternate history where the United States of America has been under the control of a fascist regime for the better part of 20 years. You're playing as a member of a secretive movement working to dismantle the regime through guerrilla tactics and lots of violence. You achieve this violence thanks to your Gestalt, a modular fighting robot that you happen to be the pilot of. This game has a gameplay loop, much like a game, for instance, like Monster Hunter Nomia, in that you go on missions, you prepare for the missions in downtime, and then you repeat. The game forces you on the loop. There isn't like you go on missions when you want to. There is a mechanic called the clock, that essentially every time you do a thing, the clock ticks forward. So whether you want to or not, missions are gonna come up, and you gotta make choices. So let's talk really quickly about the setting. You know, if I say fascist America, most of you already like we get it. We all know. You know, yeah. So there's two particular. If you wouldn't mind taking us to the next screen.
Hang on. I need to. Which one is my rule? Hang on. I have a rule for this. Which rule is it?
Han says, I can think of nothing but BDSM. Hell yeah, that's the spirit.
That's the spirit, baby.
That's gay.
Alright, here we go.
I mean, when I hear DSM, my previous comment out of context makes me look like an addict. And that's okay, you're cool. So, who are the bad guys in the setting? The fascist regime, it calls itself retrograde. It is founded by two pillars of the fascist regime. President Retrograde, who is literally out of his mind. He believes he is the son of Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene. He believes that the executive orders that he's giving out have been handed to him by the Holy Spirit. He is a huge cult leader. And yes?
Who is Mary Magdalene?
Mary Magdalene is the one female character in Jesus's anime.
Jesus has anime and is Mary. Okay.
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah. That's who Mary Magdalene is. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I love that half of my queer friends were not raised in a religious background of any kind.
I don't know who Jesus is.
That makes me. You forgot the other Mary. Okay. Jesus's mom doesn't count as a character, okay? Like she stays at home. That's like saying Ash's mom is a main character in Pokemon.
I was raised by Satanists. I'm sorry. Okasan.
Yeah. Yo, Mary, did you watch? Sorry, I watched the new ContraPoints, and it's just Miss ContraPoints brings up the Okasan line when talking about JFK. It's so good.
Let's
Okasan. Yeah.
Wait, doesn't Okasan thing? Wait, what? JFK is an Okasan thing? What?
That's what I was quoting. Let's go. Me and Mary shaking hands. Don't worry about it. Just watch ContraPoints talking about conspiracy theories. It's a great 2-hour video. Anyways, so President Retrograde literally is a giant cult leader, and he is out of his mind. Opportunist men love to show up whenever regimes appear, and here we have Johnny Haddock, who is the world's richest psychopath, a real-life person who calls himself an unsarcastic supervillain. He is rich as hell. He saw Retrograde taking over and said, you know what, I want to make money. And he is making a killing. Here are the two pillars, hence this two separation of the colors. We have the Retrogrades and Haddock's technology. Fun fact, both of these are characters from one of my earliest books, and I kept wanting to bring them back, and I'm like, you know what? Let's do it. So we have Haddock and Retrograde. One more page of lore, and then we'll jump into the mechanics.
And this was
there's
the
a lot
one
going on
female
here.
presenting nipple, correct?
This was the one nipple that I decided to just kind of scratch off.
I still think about female
there's
presenting nipple. I think about it every day.
Um,
Also, can I just say quickly, this page fucks. This goes so hard.
Thank you. You're on page 5 out of 28. Get ready.
Like the first time you shared like some work in progress stuff in our Discord, and when I first saw that this page looked like a fucking Amazon page, and I was like, oh my god, that's so cool.
I had a lot of fun. Making
It looks so
this.
real.
Thank you. Look at references. There's 2 particular elements. I didn't want to give people a timeline of events because I don't care about those when reading a ttrpg. I want the big bullet points that make this setting stand out. And for me is that the retrograde faction achieved 2 things. First off was the war on sex and the whole concept of deviancy. Essentially, cishet white men have decided what expression of sex is okay. As you can imagine, anything that is titillating for them, and everything else is literally a crime. It's called deviancy, and people who are committed of deviancy suffer terrible fates, such as joining the Department of Comfort. I'm gonna just let you wonder what that implies. The other pillar, you can imagine, there's a little bit of symmetry. The left side here talks about what retrograde did, and the right side is talking about haddock. Capitalism loves fascism. They go hand in hand. So having all the money in the world and all the power in the world, haddock is like, all right, now I get to do all the things I want, such as finding free labor. And in trying to find free labor, he attempted to create AI that would just replace all the workforce and be essentially free slaves. Turns out AI sucks, and it can't achieve what a human brain can. So instead, he decided that he was going to create a brand new concept, a brand new type of person called a non-human employee. These are people who have had their brain and spine removed from their bodies and literally plugged into a neural interface that allows them to turn their thoughts into computer input. These people, the government are like, holy crap, these are free. This is essentially free labor. We love free labor. So they targeted minorities, offering this as a way to make money nonstop because you don't have to eat or sleep. You could finally build generational wealth, Nomia. You just have to give up your body.
This is also perfect for the disabled. Don't even have to worry about their accommodations anymore.
Absolutely. Yeah, and don't mind the fact that once you become an NHE, you no longer have any kind of protections. So yeah, it's perfect. And suddenly Johnny Haddock becomes a trillionaire because he has invented slavery for free now. And the government says if you don't do things that appeal to cishet white straight men, you are a criminal and you will have your rights removed and maybe even turn into a non-human employee. And the concept of who gets to have rights and who doesn't, it's all fucked up. And this is where the movement comes in, because at this point, retrograde thinks they have won, but people are not giving up. But yes, please, your question.
Is this intentional commentary on prison slave labor?
What do you think?
Because slavery is currently illegal, except if you're a prisoner. So if you make everything illegal, then you can just arrest whoever you want and then make them slaves.
Yeah, isn't that fucked up? Isn't that
crazy?
No, yeah. Isn't that fucking crazy? But nonetheless, so
anyways,
over to the next spread. Bullets it is! Welcome to the movement. You're part of a movement that has no name and no face. purposefully, because it turns out that when the regime controls all the information, they can just turn whatever your meaning is and find your group leaders and make up lies about them or blow things out of proportion and essentially destroy you from the media's point of view. The movement has no name, no face. It's essentially a group of people whose goal is to sabotage their plans, expose the lies of the government, and free their slaves. And there is a segment here, and I'm gonna just read this out, because I'm a fiction author first and foremost. And when I created the setting for this world, Kitty and I, we went back and forth a lot of times, and there was one particular rock in my shoe, and I wanted to exercise that ghost. So here is: the movement failed before. The regime has been going for 20 years. You're part of the second incarnation of the movement, because the first incarnation failed because they welcomed everyone. They let in cis, straight, white people, and they fucking betrayed them. When the regime came knocking, they sold us for a fucking pittance, thinking they would be excluded from the firing squad. They were not. There are no surviving members of that first movement. We will not repeat their mistake. We have learned that those with the least to lose are not welcome in our movement. And I, just wanted to put that in there. Now, over on the right side of the screen.
The A doesn't stand for ally, thank you very much.
Thank you. You are the movement's secret weapon. You pilot a machine called Gestalt. The way it works is hot as hell, but what you do in it is even hotter. The Gestalt was created by a member of the movement called Dr. P. It uses a custom neural link, the same technology that is used by the NHEs, but instead of you having to give up your entire body, you plug yourself into the machine. Some fucked up shit happens. You and the machine essentially become one-to-one with zero lag. And your mission is to surf cunt and kill fascists.
Let's go! Play this air horn sound.
Alright.
I told Mama that was the tagline, and Mom was like, "Is that for real?" And I said yes, and they were very excited about it.
I made this game. Like, again, I was very much inspired by the ttrpg. The sell on the listing very much got me. I strongly recommend people check out the listing for the game. On the top right corner of the store page, you can see submissions to the ttrpg jam. I strongly suggest you check them out. A little bit of behind the scenes. I made this game while also dealing with a health crisis, I guess. I got off my anxiety medication, and I felt I fought off the anxiety that I was feeling by just following my heart. Normally, it's really hard for me to make art like this. This is very raw art, especially the "Surf Can't Kill Fascist" tagline. But every time I felt myself having that anxiety of like, what will people think? What if this gets me in trouble? Every time I felt that anxiety, I fought it off by telling myself, I'm just gonna do it anyway. I'm just gonna do it anyway. So,
make aggressive art.
Gestalt.
Make art that makes white people uncomfortable. Do it, coward.
I guess like the defining factor for me was that like it doesn't make me uncomfortable.
Yeah, exactly.
But I was concerned about someone else.
You uncomfortable? Aw, isn't that sad?
And like I mean like we're gonna talk about this at some point, but like why do I care about making some people uncomfortable when there are real stuff to be uncomfortable about, and people don't seem to mind that shit, huh?
Nope. They're making us uncomfortable every day, so why we gotta accommodate them? Shut up.
Alright, so, mechanically speaking, the Gestalt is made out of 4 pieces. These parts are represented in the form of cards. The game ships with 16 unique mecha parts you can mix and match after, of course, you craft them. Your Gestalt is made out of 1 body, 1 legs, and 2 pairs of arms.
Yay.
Or 1 pair of arms, whatever.
Yes.
Over on the right side of the screen, you will see what the card looks like. The cards have a name and a type. For instance, you have the Garland arm. They have a grade on the bottom of it. that tells you what kind of scrap you need in order to build it. LG stands for low grade. And the center of the card has systems. Systems are essentially the things you do in combat. We'll jump into combat later, but just for now, know that the things underneath the name are the things that the thing can actually do. For instance, the garland you can see has only one ability, though that does not mean it is bad. Simplicity can sometimes be much better. I do want to, people are gonna. I'm gonna read out the little box on the right because I love it. So this machine kills fascists and also fucks. Dr. P's custom neural interface uses your body's erogenous zones as ports for transferring data between Gestalt and Pilot. You fuck the machine fucks you, and the two of you become one. In this state of non-stop nutting, you also gain a strange razor-sharp clarity. You fight, think, move, and react faster than it's humanly possible. It's fucked up. This technology is volatile and dangerous. Not even Dr. P knows if it's safe to use long-term. But hey, you know what's also not safe long-term? Living in a fascist regime.
Let's go. Let's fucking go. Where are the air horn sounds again? I love that I'm gonna play this game. I'm gonna roleplay as someone who isn't uncomfortable with
the phrase in this state of non-stop nutting, Max from 2 months ago wouldn't have written that line out of fear, and now just put it in there, and it's one of my favorite lines. I fucking love it.
It's great. I love it.
And now for a quick diagram on how
By the way,
one of the main mechanisms of the game.
Disclaimer: I am asexual and am specifically like a no-touch, like stone top, and so like the concept of piloting this to me is very like. So I'm just gonna play like a tactics game and roleplay someone else who isn't into it.
Yeah, for sure. No, yeah, 100%. So, heat is essentially your health in this game, except that instead of losing it, you gain heat. As you take damage from attacks, your heat goes up. When heat gets to 10, you enter a state known as climax. During climax, all of your system dice roll d20s instead of whatever they normally do. This is extreme because normally your systems roll d4s or d6s. D8s if it's really, really good. But here's the catch. If you're at climax, aka 10 heat, and you gain any more, or you roll a 1 on the d20,
I didn't go to that.
You die.
Guys, that wasn't your Discord. That was my Discord. I'm sorry. I forgot to go to Discord.
Yeah, it was Kitty too. I just saw it. It was Kitty.
It was Kitty. I'm sorry.
I can't believe Kitty would interrupt the stream.
It wasn't Kitty. It was me.
Also, one of my favorite lines on the right side. Bro, you came so hard you fucking died, Lamau. Just kidding, by the way. It's the nuclear reactor inside of the Gestalt that kills you and everyone within a 1 mile radius.
Yep.
So don't die.
Don't die. Simply don't die, actually.
Simply don't die.
I'm not dying.
So one more resource in the game. There's a resource called Edge. It's essentially a resource that represents how better you are than your enemies. It is also hilariously named. It is gained by some resources in your by some mechanisms in your Gestalt generated and some spended. It is normally used for fixing dice and or doing more things. Now, the bigger part of this page is about the clock. This game uses an abstract clock to represent the passing of time. It is represented by the 5 shapes, 2 circles, a triangle, a circle, and then a square.
Very Lunacore. Sorry.
No,
I'll try not to bring up Luna.
You know what? Everybody check your bingo tables, by the way. Check your bingo tables. No, Luna reference. There are actions. So the clock is used for the missions and for downtime. Actions have a number of X's. When you take that action, you cross that many icons in the clock. Whenever you get to the triangle and the square, things happen. For instance, during downtime, whenever you mark the triangle, new enemies appear.
Yay!
And whenever you mark the square, all the enemies attack.
Yay!
Yeah. People. I've gotten a lot of positive feedback. People saying that they really love how it just there is no sense of what happens next that a lot of solo ttrpgs have. You always know what's gonna happen next. During missions, enemies will show up and attack. During downtime, you will get a new mission and then you will leave on that mission. I'm quite happy with it.
Yeah,
now,
I like
the
it.
next...
And I weirdly have this thing where I'm really into circles, triangles, squares, and X's as an aesthetic, and I've always wanted to get a tattoo of those 4 symbols, but I don't want to be like a it's PlayStation kind of owns it at this point.
No, I get you. I'm a geometry bitch.
Yeah.
So like when I was coming up with a way of representing the clock, I had like a 5-segment track with like letters, and I'm like, people love shapes, and I love shapes.
People
so
love
shapes.
Instead. And I really like those 4 shapes together because it's a circle is 1 line, a cross is 2 lines, a triangle is 3 lines, and a square is 4 lines. So it's very clear. It has a very clear order to it, and I've always liked that. But unfortunately, PlayStation owns it, and so if I was to get a tattoo, people would be like, "Oh my God, you're really into PlayStation?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah, Hans makes a good point. People get Chinese tattoos, which they don't understand. You can get the X, circle, triangle, and square tattooed. No,
I can do it. I can do it.
I feel like 1, it's a conversation starter, and 2, you can literally tell them what you just told me, and people go, "Holy shit, yeah." That does make sense.
It.
Yeah.
I just think it's neat.
The next page is not super relevant for our playthrough because you're not using the character sheet.
Yep.
But essentially, and the first one is, by the way, you have a call sign in this game. That is the name that you use in the movement. This is the part of the game where you would actually pick what your name is. Don't use your real name unless you want your family to become the target of the regime. And if you can't decide what name you want to use, the last pilot went by the name of Raven. So if you want to switch over to the spreadsheet and pick what your name is right now.
Get off my... Nope. There it is. It's on stream. Now it's for Mexi. There we go. Here it is.
Yeah, so already there's a couple things. There's a few things on this sheet that you already know. Of course, there's the call sign on the upper left. Underneath that is heat and edge. Whenever those change, just feel free to update the number. For instance, do me a favor and set your heat to 3. You will notice something funny happens.
3. Hello?
Just put it in the heat box.
Hello? Hello?
Oh wait.
I'm not an edit.
Yeah, save a copy. You didn't make a copy? You just
I forgot. Oh, I did on my other account, but then I realized that I was on the wrong account, so I had to do it. So I had to change, and now I'm over here. Okay, there we go.
Now you have to show me all of your, you have to show me all of your info now again. Yeah, it's true. It's a shame.
Okay. Now I can change it. There we go.
There you go. And change it to 6. Does it actually work?
There we go.
It does. Yeah. It changes color as it progresses. Take it back to 0. And you push to 10. Yeah, there you go. If I had more time, I would have figured out a way that it like a comment pops up telling you the mechanics for 10 heat, but we'll get there. So Nomia, feel free to decide what your call sign is.
Ooh, we have to decide our call sign.
Yep.
Ooh.
And again, if you can't decide, you can just go by Raven.
Let's. Ooh, it's such a big decision, but I want to choose. I gotta choose. Let's. Who's horny enough? I gotta be in the mindset of someone who's horny. Who's really horny?
Okay.
We were talking about Voldo before stream started.
You could go by Voldo. Why not?
What if I'm...
Oh, like V0? V0 LD0?
V0... It's Voldo, right?
Yeah, VOLDO. I think it's Voldo. It is Voldo, yeah. Voldo.
Hear me out. Baldo.
Bioldo? Baldo? Okay, no, Nomia, I know you're trying to cook. It's a little too close to Baldo.
Yeah.
Unless you're playing a bald character. Dude, what if your character didn't have... Dude, what if your character had a shaved head?
Who's horny? Oh, Iruma Miyu, she's horny. She's very horny.
There you go.
We could be Iruma.
I like Iruma. There you go.
Name ourselves. Yeah. I feel like naming ourselves after a Danganronpa character is very... That's very powerful.
It's also funny because it's a Japanese take on the name Irma, which is just a straight up just Hispanic name.
Oh, is it? What's his Hispanic name? Wait, how is it spelled?
It's Irma. Irma.
Irma? Let's go with that.
Irma. You want to go with Irma?
Yeah.
Okay.
Irma.
And by the way, on the top right of the screen, you will see the clock. By the way, is right there. Whenever you want to mark the clock, mark the segment above the shape with an X. Try now.
Sure. Wow.
There you go. And next to the right on that, you'll see the mission briefing. So let's go over back to the PDF and learn what the mission briefing is.
Learn the mission brief.
All right. So the mission briefing is there for you so that you know what mission you're going on, because some mechanics will be affected by that. No worries.
Sorry, I coughed.
The fans don't know that I've been hearing Nomia's sneeze nonstop all stream.
Yep.
Anytime Nomia goes quiet, they're just sneezing. It's true.
I'll stop muting myself for coughing, because today I've got like my throat's really dry.
No.
So
I mean, like, mute yourself if you don't want. You can mute yourself.
I just don't want to be too loud into the microphone.
Now that's fair. I respect that. If you could please scroll me to the next page, because everything else you've already learned about it. So mission briefing on the left side. Your mission briefing is made out of 4 little boxes, and this is how you track what mission you're gonna go on and what actually you're going to be doing. The type contains what mission type you're going to be doing. There's 4 missions in this game: call, destroy, kill, and VIP.
Sad face in the book.
Oh, you like that?
Yeah, it's
from
pretty good.
For your safety and the safety of the movement, you're only given a limited amount of information regarding new missions. This is for the unlikely case you're captured. Sorry, sad face. So there's a type. There's 4 missions in this main game currently. Calling, which is all about killing as many fascists as you can to make them flee a certain area. Destroy, which is about destroying one of their buildings. Kill, which is about assassinating a particular member of the fascist regime. And VIP/save, which is about making sure that a person, a VIP, gets out of an area unscathed. The front tells you which facet of the regime you're fighting. This is actually I'm going to be releasing. It's called an SRD, a system rules document, which is used so that people know that they can make custom content for the game. I want to encourage the community to make their own fronts, their own mission types, their own mecha parts. So this game ships with 1 front. It contains 6 different enemies. It is the United States of Retrograde. It is the first one. We'll be adding more to it later, but for now, it is the front that you have. It is the only one. Danger represents how bad things are at the moment during a mission.
Yay.
Whenever you get to the triangle during a mission, you add as many enemies to the field as there is danger. So and it escalates every single turn. So you want to get out of missions as fast as possible. Now, for my baby, the radar on the right side of the screen. So this game uses an abstract representation of your location in relation to your enemies as a way of tracking tactics. I love tactics games. I'm a huge nerd, and I wanted.
Who else in this stream could possibly love tactics games?
Yeah. It's just me. It's just me. Nomia hates tactics. No, Nomia can't stand Fire Emblem. So I wanted to make interesting, fun gameplay decisions, but I didn't want to have to worry about the player has to create maps and worrying about grids. So instead, I figured there's only going to be 1 mech. In reality, it only matters where enemies are in relation to you. right? Because you moving X number of feet affects where everyone is in relation to you anyway. So there's essentially 3 ranges. The @ symbol, of course, like in a roguelike, represents where you are. And close are enemies that are, of course, within close range. Then there's medium range, and then there's far range. Certain enemies enter at particular ranges. For instance, there's a sniper police that I believe enters in far range, as it would make sense for them to enter. Over the course of combat, you can use systems in your legs to move yourself and essentially reposition the enemies around you. Enemies also will take different actions depending on what range they're in. So some enemies have different attacks, whether they are in close range when combat begins, medium, or far. So there is a lot. There's a lot of, you know. Imagine if in Fire Emblem, where you place your units, actually modified how the enemies, you know, attack back, as opposed to just waiting until you're within range.
It's like
that's right.
It reminds me of like that concept of like the world moving around you rather than you moving around the world. So like some games do that, where your character just is stationary and the world moves around you. It's like that kind of thing. Also, the @ symbol reminds me of like that old ASCII game where you literally, your player character is just an @ sign and you're in an ASCII world.
Yeah, that was the. It was a style at the time for roguelikes. Yeah, yeah. Some games still use it.
It's cute.
Like this one. Now, if we go over to the next page, we will learn about how to read your enemies.
I'm so angry.
If you don't mind me reading the little bit here.
Yes.
Your enemies have gaslit themselves into thinking they're invincible. They repeat the same tactics over and over, expecting effortless victory. They will never learn. They would rather die than adapt. Oblige them. So enemies, for instance, here we have one of the enemies in the game. That's his stat. The stat blocks for the enemies are the Patriots. There's a P inside of a parenthesis. That is the letter that you enter in your radar to represent them.
No, he's got chess.
It is not. It's not a chemist. It's a guy playing chess. So enemies have tags. For instance, the Patriots are human and they're fascist. Some weapons may have the ability to deal more damage to humans versus mechanized enemies, etc. Now, the range underneath their name represents when they come in, or where they come into. Patriots always appear first in close range. And the 2+ tells you what their to-hit value is. If you want to hit a Patriot, you have to roll a 2 or higher on your dice. Also, fun fact, most fascists die in 1 hit.
Yay!
And underneath, all the enemies have a collection of close, medium, and far ranges. So Patriots, when combat begins and they're in close range, they do the following thing. They shoot to kill, where you must defend on a 3+ or gain 1d2 heat. All enemies function like this. So this means essentially for the player that you have perfect information. You know what the enemies are going to do. This not only represents the fact that you're better at adapting. The retrograde faction have built themselves exactly around keeping the world in one particular state with a certain dynamic of power, and they have grown comfortable and lazy, and our ability to adapt is what makes us stronger. So, yeah. One particular player really enjoyed having the complete information. They knew what enemies would do, and that gave them a higher degree of control in planning their actions, which was absolutely the intention.
Also, can I just throw out that I've been replaying Pokemon X and Y. This seems like a non sequitur, but every time
go for it.
Every time a Pokemon in that game uses the move Leer, it does this great animation where it zooms in on their eyes, and it does like the aspect ratio bars come down, and it goes like shooing across their eyes, but their eyes don't actually squint at all. They're just staring blankly. But it's and anytime Pokemon uses the move Leer, I always squint exactly like this at the screen, because I have to do it where I'm Leer.
I love it.
So
I love
cute.
it. I love it. And if you scroll to the next page, guess what? I am a big fan of telling players to stop reading the fucking rulebook and just start playing and learn as you go. You open your eyes, alarms blaring all around your quarters, warning lights, the familiar hum of feet against concrete. It's time. You're just one person. You're not special. You're not even the first person to pilot the Gestalt. But if you kill enough fascists, maybe you will be its last. It's time for you to get in the Gestalt and fucking fuck shit up.
Let's go!
This is not optional. You can learn the rest of the game as you go. So get your Gestalt sheet, a bunch of dice. You already did your call sign, and then you're gonna follow the mission flow as it appears on the right side of the screen. So thankfully, the sheet is already preset with the mission briefing for the first mission. Your first mission is a call mission. You're gonna kill a bunch of fascists. It takes place on the United States of retrograde front, and the danger is D4. It's the one next to it. You'll begin with a danger of 2, and kills is 0 because you haven't killed anyone. Oh, I forgot to say this. As you kill enemies, kills go up, and at the end of a mission, you will gain rolls on the scrap table equal to the number of kills you did.
Yay!
So you want to get out quickly, but you also want to kill a bunch of guys. You know, it's a bit of a give and take. So you're ready to go. I'm actually gonna like you can remain on that page if you want, or you switch back. It's fine. The mission flow is as follows. Okay, you first set up for the mission type as you're told. So I guess let's just go and do that already. If you could please go to should I just do it for you? So you don't jump back and forth?
Just don't jump back and forth on stream.
You know what? I will do it for you. It's also because you know we're doing the stream. I want you to just focus only on the action. So you're doing a
also,
cool
if
mission.
I was playing this myself, I would probably have both of these windows in 2 different monitors, or I would have them printed out.
Yeah.
Currently, I have to switch back and forth between them, and I can't see both at the same time, which is a bit annoying.
Okay, so you're doing a call mission. There's a retrograde leader in the area. Call enough of the fascist pigs so that the leader calls for an area-wide retreat. It's time to take out the trash.
Yay!
You're gonna be adding a special unit to the radar. I'll keep track of enemies for you, just so we can get through a lot of missions today. The leader is represented by an asterisk, by the way. Please add an asterisk in the far range, please.
Like so. Oop.
Wait,
no.
So I said asterisk.
Yeah, Google doesn't like it when I do that, apparently.
Oh, he doesn't! God damn it! Pick any side. Ampersand, perhaps?
There we go. Let's do an ampersand.
Yeah. I like that. Okay, Maxi, make a mental note. Computer, show the stream my balls. So I gotta.
We could just do a lowercase a. We could just do a lowercase a.
Okay. The leader has the following stats. It's a human fascist. It enters in far. It has a passive ability called non-target. This foe cannot be targeted for attacks or removed from the radar by any effect. So I know what you may be thinking. Why don't we just kill this guy? And your mission isn't to kill the leader; it's to make the leader call for a retreat. So that's why there's that particular specific bit right there. So when in any range, whenever it's time for the enemies to attack, the leader does a morale check. And essentially it checks how many people you're killed, and if you beat a specific number, the mission ends in success. That's essentially what that means. So this is I was describing it on the design streams as like, this is essentially like a paper computer, you know, like the leader is running a routine that checks if you have completed the mission.
Yes.
Now, for a little bit of color, please roll me a 1d10. Let's see, why do we want people to exit this area?
We have 3D dice on stream, by the way. Oh, it's cocked on stream, but it is a 4.
So there's a 1d10 table of particular, you know, if you need inspiration as to why you're fighting the retrogrades in here. They are for hunting down members of the movement. So this is why we want them out of this particular place. Now with the mission set up, we have added the leader. So, let me double check. Oh, I forgot the next two steps. I'm too excited. Please roll 1d4, please.
1d4.
Step 2 of setup is to increase your danger by the dice. So increase your danger by 2.
You got 4 danger.
So and now we get to add foes to the radar equal to the danger. So please roll me 4d4. Let's see who you'll be fighting today.
We got 2 2s and 2 1s.
2 2s and 2 1s. Perfect. So back over at the radar, please add me 2 P's in close.
2 P's in close. 2 P's in a pod.
And 2 C's in mid.
I wonder how everyone else lays out their radar.
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah.
Everyone's got their own fucked up way of doing it.
I'm not gonna lie. I could have done like top left, left to right, then top to bottom, but everyone's different, you know. And by the way, this is mentioned in the rulebook. You can have more than 9 enemies in each area. By the way, like it holds an unlimited amount of enemies. It's just a 3x3 square, just for simplicity's sake. And I actually think this might be a good chance for us to maybe check the front so you get a feeling of who you're fighting today. So if you could please go to page 25 in the rulebook.
Page 25 in the rulebook. Like so. Here it is.
All right, welcome to the United States of Retrograde. So in this and the next page contains the enemies you can fight. So the danger for this mission was a D4, which means when you add enemies, you only roll a D4. There's actually 6 enemies. So if you do a harder mission, you can unlock the other 2 enemies. Feel free to scroll to the next page so people can see the other. So there are 6 enemies in the game. I made the art.
These guys are so cute.
I know. I had a lot of fun making them.
They're fascist, but look at their little faces.
Look
at this! Look at the robot cop! Look how cute he is!
I made them very punchable. I especially love the robot cop. I have a little like lore bits for all of them, but the funniest thing is that the robot cops are essentially useless, but they're most of the metal that goes into making Gestalt. So you know what?
Oh, and the obey side has a little smiley face. He's so cute.
Yeah. The obey logo. Yeah. So if you could please go back to the previous page so we can look at what the patron and the cops do.
Also, it's medicine time, so I'm taking meds.
Yeah. Everybody! By the way, if you're enjoying the stream, please consider leaving a like and supporting Nomia by going to coffee.com/NomiaVictory or becoming a member. Members get access to members-only streams, but they also get cool emotes that show up on stream, like the ones I posted right now.
You get a little badge too. It's so much fun.
You get a badge that evolves over time. It's crazy. Yeah, support Nomia. Support my good friend Nomia.
Me. I'm great.
Has medicine been consumed?
Yes, it has.
Alright, so, I will be keeping track of enemies. And also download DSM. Yeah, I mean,
so true.
That
so
too.
True, Chippy.
I do want to make a request, by the way. And like, I am an independent creator. I don't have a studio. I made all the art for all the spreads in this book. I kind of request that if you think the game is cool at all, download it and leave a 5-star rating to push me up the rankings so that people can see the game and more people can support me. It's literally a free way to directly impact my ability to make rent, so please consider just doing that. If you can't afford to like drop me a couple bucks for the game, then just download it and leave a 5 stars. That's all I can ask for.
Is it biased of me to leave a 5-star review? I
Um,
can do it anyway.
yeah, I mean, you know what? Wait up to the stream. I mean, okay, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, okay?
Let's.
No. I'm walking it back, okay? It breaks my heart when people treat their fucking 5-star reviews like it's their like college entrance exam.
Yes.
Buddy, if you like my book, leave it 5 stars. If you leave a 3-star review on my book because you thought it was good but it wasn't the fucking Magna Carta, congratulations, you have literally harmed my book.
Yay!
Like, on our stupid capitalistic world, anything but 5 stars is essentially 1 star. That's the way that it works in this fucking world. So
It's at least how it works in a lot of American places. And Australia as well. It's crazy going to Japan. Every place has a 3-star review, and that's just normal.
Yeah,
it's crazy. People leave genuine reviews in Japan.
Yeah, but I kindly request,
yes,
please leave a 5-star review. It actually helps a lot. So let's familiarize yourselves with the enemies you'll be fighting. The Patriot they are literally just people who fight on the side of the regime. They're unpaid. They don't even get their own bullets. They're so devoted to the cause that they're essentially meat shields for police.
Yep.
They are the easiest to kill. A 2+ is more than enough to kill them. If they're in mid, they will move to close, and they will only shoot you if they're in close. The cops are a little bit of a step up. They will shoot you if they're in mid. Otherwise, they will call for backup, which makes another enemy appear. So they have the potential for really flooding the board. So keep that in mind. By the way, I had a lot of fun writing the lore for the pigs. But you know what? I'm gonna let someone read that when they get a chance. And we can worry about the next 2 enemies when they show up.
Yeah.
If they show up. And actually, if you scroll 2 pages up, you'll see what the mission setup looks like. There you go.
There it is. There it is.
CLL, call. There you go. That's you. That's the mission we're doing. So now, please, let's cut back. You're in the mission already, by the way. Fun fact. You're already in the mission.
I'm already there. I'm already doing it.
Congratulations. So now what you need to do now, the mission flow is as follows. You will take actions from the systems in your gestalt, in your badass sexy mech. And those actions demand that you mark a number of boxes in the clock. When you mark the triangle, you will add enemies equal to danger. And when you mark the square, the enemies will attack in order from close to medium and then finally far. And then you clear the board and you repeat until either A, you die, or the mission ends in success.
Yep.
There is no retreat. Shit's fucked up and bad. So I think maybe it's time for us to familiarize ourselves with what your gestalt can do. The game is you're already playing the game, by the way.
I am. I'm doing it. Here I go.
So I don't know if you want to open the mech parts or just I don't know how readable it is on screen. I mean if you can read it, then I'm fine.
I have it over here.
Okay, you will have to zoom in a little bit.
Yeah. Like a little bit. Can I scroll side to side in this? I don't know if I can scroll side to side in this.
Oh no.
So
what if you zoom in enough? No.
Hang on. Page fit there.
I'm mostly concerned about you being able to read. You know, the audience can download the game.
I can read it.
Okay, perfect. So the parts that you start out with, and by the way, I will clarify this now. There wasn't time to add this. Hello, Annie. Welcome to the stream. I wasn't able to clarify this in the book, but all the mech parts are named after members of the movement who passed away or were taken by the regime. Peony's body has the following. The bodies usually have a way for you.
Oh, Raswell.
The bodies usually have a way for you to get rid of heat, by the way, because you're wondering like how do you get rid of heat, right? Like if you can only gain it, well, you have to do some venting. For the cost of 2 actions, you can lose a number of heat. We will get there when we get there. And the other thing that Peony does is that Peony has a way of generating edge and a way to spend edge. Lucky Bastard is an ability that whenever any of your systems, and you have to keep an eye on this, whenever you roll the highest value on a die, you gain 1 edge.
That's pretty good.
And you have the CPU assist. At any time, you can spend 2 edge to add 1 to any system roll.
Max, you have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
Is busted spelled like that on purpose?
It is spelled on purpose like that, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Just checking.
Thank you for keeping me honest. Underneath Peony, you will find Olympia. Olympia has 2 movement abilities and then a defense ability. We'll worry about the defense ability once we get there. But you have dash and double dash. Dash makes it so enemies in close and mid swap places. So by you moving towards enemies in mid, you make those enemies close, and the enemies who were in close are now mid. Makes sense, right? Double dash makes it so that the enemies in mid move to close, and then close and far swap places. You move so far away that the distance between close and mid essentially becomes the same.
Yep.
Next up, we have, if you scroll down, you have the 2 arms that you begin with. You begin with the Garland and the Amanda. The Garland is simple as can be. The Garland has the long-range carbine. It's 1 action. You can only target enemies in far. Would you roll a d6? And next to that is Amanda. Amanda does a lot of stuff. Amanda can punch only enemies in close for 1 action. Or you can do shoulder rockets, 2 actions. You target only the mid, but you do 4 attacks. Amanda has a passive ability called Combo. After a punch scores a hit, aka you kill an enemy with punch, you can spend 1 edge to make another punch attack, essentially for free. And that's it. These are all the mechanics for the current version of your mech. As you can see on the screen, there's a lot of parts you can customize that changes the way your mech fights. But for now, you have a long-range gun in Garland, and Amanda has rockets and a big ol' punch. Nomia Vikshi, you have 2 Patriots in close, 2 cops in middle. You have to kill a lot of fascists so these MFers get out of the zone. What do you do?
Also, I'm going to imagine that you named Simone after my character Simone, and it's shaped like a beak. Anyways.
Yep. Canon.
Oh no, there's a delivery. Lucy's bad. We gotta fight. We gotta fight.
Yeah. It's speaking of fighting, Nomia, what you gonna do?
Okay, so let me have a look. So we've got close and mid, and so Patriots.
By the way, if you have questions about the enemies, please ask me. A future version of this sheet will also have the enemies in another tab, so you don't have to check the book. You can just literally check the enemies there.
Okay, so
Patriots are 2 ups and cops are 3 ups.
Yeah, cops will also shoot. So basically, they're both in positions right now while they'll shoot.
Yeah. That being said, it's a little bit of ways before they get to shoot.
It's a
you
while
literally have to mark 5 actions. Oh, and there's one thing that I want to clarify. This was in the book earlier. So if you ever have to mark more boxes than there are, you mark as many and just keep playing. This essentially means that if you do a 2x ability as your last action, you get that bitch half off.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. I think...
You know, so there's a little bit in there of like saving your strong abilities for the end. You know.
Okay, and the dodge doesn't even cost any time. I can just
that's a defensive ability.
Nice.
So we'll get there once enemies start shooting at you.
Yes. Okay, I think let's start with a punch.
You want to punch some foes?
Yeah,
all right.
let's see if we can start with a punch.
So the way that combat works, you first mark that X, by the way.
Mark
and actually, are we gonna switch to the no? So yeah, mark the segments, then roll the weapons attack type. By the way, I'm reading page 14 from the rulebook. By the way.
Yep.
That's not for you. That's for anyone who's playing along with us. So roll that d4.
Roll the d4. Oh, 4!
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I get an edge, don't I?
Yeah, I was gonna tell you. You triggered the lucky bastard effect. So you have 1 edge. So as we mentioned before, most fascists die in 1 hit. So the Patriots are 2 ups. So you don't target an enemy and then roll. You just allocate your hit to an enemy in that range that is eligible.
I guess
So
I
you can
just
just
delete-
boom, just remove a
whatever.
patron and increase your kill count by 1.
And I got 1 edge, so I can spend another edge
You could spend that edge to do a free fist attack, yeah.
to see if I can get that other guy.
Actually, I believe it is 2 edge actually. The attack the CPU assist is 2 edge. It's Peony's third ability actually.
Amanda.
You know what? I'm dumb.
Amanda's combo
Thank
ability.
you for Yeah. So spend that edge and then roll.
All right. What do we got? Just a 1.
That was a 1, yeah. Rip.
I missed.
Well, and that's one guy done.
Alright.
Let me double check. Yeah, there you go. Don't forget to increase your kill count by 1 because you killed the guy.
Oh yes, I killed the guy. Whee! Okay, I think I'm gonna try and
Alright.
punch again and get this other patriot out here.
Okay.
Actually, I want to do shoulder rockets.
Okay.
Let's do shoulder
So
rockets.
shoulder
first.
rockets will mark 2 segments.
Yep. Should I mark the? Do I mark the segments
Yeah,
first?
you always mark them first. You
Okay, mark
resolve
them
the triangle and square after you have completed everything.
Okay.
So as part of Amanda, you do 4d4 rockets. So send it.
44. Okay, I got it. I got 3 2s and a 4, so I do get 1 edge.
You do get 1 edge. And the cop, you got 2 4s, right?
Yeah, and I got 1 4. I got 3 2s and 1 4.
Oh, you got 3 2s and 1 4. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's nasty because the cops are 3 ups, so you
Yep.
only kill 1 cop.
Yep, I only got 1 cop.
So you have activated the
another kill.
triangle, Nomia. Oh no, the enemies are making their move. Reinforcements have shown up. So when you mark the triangle segment, you get to add as many enemies. Wait, hold up. Okay, danger increases by 1. Dallas pointed this out that I forgot that this is actually not clear in the book. Increase danger
Yes.
by 1.
Okay, 5.
And now roll the front die. Danger times. So give me 5d4.
Oh no. 5d4.
Yep, 5 enemies are joining the battlefield, and you don't have a say. They just come in.
Okay, that one's cocked. 4 3. Hang on, can I see which one they are? Okay, I got 4 3s and 1 4.
A bunch of robot cops show up. It's your favorite.
Oh, the little guys. The little guys.
So literally add 4. Their letter is RC. The lowercase r, capital C.
Yep.
Do you want to look at the enemies first? I mean, let's add them before we forget. So add
Yes.
3 RCs to close range, by the way.
Okay, 3 RCs to close. 3 of these little guys.
And 1 SC to mid. Actually, they come in mid. I lied.
Is it lowercase
That's sniper
s?
cops, baby. All right, so let's look at the enemies. The robot cops are machine and corpo, unlike human and fascist. They have a 4 ups to hit, by the way. They're made of metal. They're not fleshy people. They're not, the Patriots are not even wearing like bulletproof like gear or anything. And the robot cops have their far ability does nothing, by the way. Abilities that are in italics do nothing.
Okay.
When they are at close range, they will attempt to literally just run into you. If they're at mid,
Harass
they increase danger by 1.
I see. Camera off, harass undesirables. You know what? I get that.
Yeah, what's the matter? What's wrong?
It's normal. It's normal.
What's
It's
wrong?
cool.
What's wrong? So by the way, I want to stress this point. If they activate in mid, they increase danger by 1. Which is nasty.
So,
and go back.
increase
We didn't
danger
talk
by
about the
1?
sniper cups.
Oh, we didn't look at sniper cups. Yeah.
So the sniper cups have a 3 and ups to hit. When they're in far, their hit becomes 6+. And their only ability is literally moving to far, except when at far they have a chance of dealing 1d6 heat to you. So, there's a priority here. Some enemies want to be in different places. Keep that in mind. I'll have the enemies open, by the way, to remind you of these effects. But yeah, so a bunch of robot cops roll in, and even more cops. I think it's time to beat their skulls in.
All right.
So,
Right.
and I do want to remind you, by the way, that in 2 actions, all the enemies will take an action.
Yes.
So, what do you want to do?
I think
And feel free to be
probably-
like, Maxi, what will this enemy do if they're in blank range? By the way, you can just ask me since I have that page open.
I think the best thing to do is hope for combos, honestly, because if I do shoulder rockets, like hitting the sniper cop and the cop, just
Remember that
leaving-
you have movement abilities, by the way.
We do.
That will shift where enemies are.
Can they move more than one spot per turn? They move like from mid to close or close to mid, like it says in
So
their thing.
every different leg has different movement options.
Yep.
For Olympia, you can either make close and mid swap places, or
Right.
mid moves to close and then close and far swap places.
It moves to close. I think maybe I'm just thinking I think probably because if I use shoulder rockets, that's 2, and that's essentially hitting all in mid. Like I get 4 times.
yeah,
But if I do
yeah,
but if I do a
and you
dash
would-
and then a punch, then that's less chance that I'm actually going to hit. So I think
I do want to remind you, by the way, that
what are the robot cops
that
do?
if you make shoulder rockets your last action, you don't have to pay both. You can just pay one
That's a
X.
good point. I'm thinking if I do a punch, that'll use 1, and then use shoulder rockets and then half, and so see how much I can get out of the punches on these guys. That
That sounds
makes
like a
sense to
plan.
me. That makes sense to me in my brain.
Follow your heart.
I'm following my heart. I'm gonna punch.
All right.
Punch a bitch.
Yeah. So you mark the X. There you go. And now roll your attack die.
Okay, I only roll 1. 3. Okay, I get.
You roll the 3. Robot cops have a to hit value of 4 and higher. So you effectively kill the Patriot.
Okay, Patriot dead.
Don't forget to increase your kill count.
Increase my kill count.
And now you could burn one edge to do another punch using combo.
Yeah, what else do I... The only edge I can spend is on this or on CPU assist.
Yeah, for the current setup for your Gestalt, that is the case. Again,
think
different parts wildly use edge different and generate it differently.
Yes, I think I'm gonna use another edge to see if I can get another punch in. Because then
Okay,
also, if I
you-
get a 4, then I'll get the edge back and I'll hit the guy.
That's true. That's true. Nomia's
Come
got that
on.
greed going.
What? Damn it!
No, big ol' whiff, Nomia. All right. So that's it for that. You have 1 X, or you have 1 action remaining before enemies counterattack.
Alright, I'm gonna do shoulder rockets. And go for these snipers and the cops.
Yeah. So that's 4d4.
44, come on. Come on, baby. Okay, I got 2 4s and a 3.
So don't forget to gain 2 units of edge because you rolled the
Oh, that's a
highest
good
possible
point.
number.
Let's go. I think that takes both of them
And
out,
the-
right?
That takes both of them out. Yeah, I mean the multiple 4s
go.
guarantees it. All the enemies that require more than a d4 are only in the harder version of this front, so you don't
Yep.
have to worry about that. A 4 will kill anything in this difficulty. So did you increase your kill count by 2?
Yes, I did.
All right. So now the enemies take their action. All the robot cops. So the way that it works is that enemies act from close, then mid, then far, in whatever order you want. Just let the player decide that. The thing that I recommend for defense, no, actually, you have to do it every time. Hi, Mary. Bye, Mary. So let me go to the page about how to defend to make sure that I'm doing this correctly. Perfect. Okay, so if you could please take a look at your mech parts so I can explain to you how defense works. So Olympia is your legs, and normally legs have the defense mechanism. It's not always the case. There's one arm part. There's one arm part that has the defense mechanism in it.
Lucy.
No worries. So parts with the keyword defend can be used to defend from an enemy attack. And the dice next to it is the dice that you roll. So, you're gonna be rolling a d6 for every enemy attacking you. So the robot cops, there's 3 robot cops. You're gonna roll 3d6.
And I gotta get above a 3.
You gotta get 3 ups. It's a 3 or higher.
Oh, 3 or higher. Okay.
You gotta beat a 3 or higher, or you're gonna gain a bunch of heat. You could die, by the way, if you roll badly here.
Okay, I got 2 above a 3 and only 1 2.
And one of those d6s was the highest possible
it's
value.
a max. Let's go.
All right, so you dodged 2 of those hits because you met or exceeded the enemy's attack value. You one of them did hit you, so you're gonna gain 1d4 heat.
1d4. A 4. Hey, I got an edge for that though.
Yeah, you get an edge for that. You get an edge for that. There you go. And now clear off all of the X's. There you congratulations, you have done a full round of the game. Oh, actually, you know what? No, actually, I'm lying to you. We forgot to do one thing.
Okay, yes.
We forgot to do the leader's action. We took care of everyone in close. There's no one in middle. Let's do far. So the leader has a morale check ability. You're gonna roll a 1d4 plus kills.
Ooh, so plus 5.
I actually, let me finish reading the whole damn thing.
Yes.
You're gonna roll 1d4 plus kills. If the result meets or exceeds a 10, the leader calls for a retreat and the mission ends in victory. If the leader is the only foe in its radar zone, you roll an additional 1d4. You could actually end the mission right now.
So I roll 2d4s.
2d4 plus kill.
And I need to get at least above a 5 on this.
Yep.
A 5 or above. Ooh, 4 to 1! Another edge!
It meets or exceeds a 10. That's it.
I did it.
That's it. You can. So the leader calls for a retreat.
I did it. Do I retreat all of them? Oh no, Maxie, are you gone? Did you mute yourself? Maxie's gone. Maxie abandoned me. Goodbye, Maxie. Maxie! Maxie! Maxie, come back!
Oh.
Can you hear me, Maxie?
Oh, I'm back.
You're back. You're back.
Nomia, everything went dark, Nomia. Everything went dark, and there was a long tunnel, and everything was red, and you were there, and Chippy was there. No, I was like, I gave a speech, and then like, I was like, Nomia hasn't said anything.
No,
Could Nomia secretly be homophobic?
I'm homophobic now. I'm sorry.
Okay, so what's the last thing I said?
You said the mission's over, and I asked, do we remove everything from the field?
You do.
All right.
All right, and please let's go back over to the rule book, so we can set stuff up. Do I not have a? Does it not say in the rule book that you clear the board? I guess it doesn't say that, huh? Okay, you know what? Hi, Repty.
Hi, Repty. I think I did a direct.
Go
Wow, there's a great
15, please.
There's a great VOD that I could recommend to you if you want to know what I thought about the Nintendo Direct.
All
Here
right,
it is.
so welcome to.
You can be
and actually,
gay
if you
in
scroll
the
one,
downtime?
if you scroll, you can be gay in downtime. Yeah. Feel free. If you scroll one up, you will see the spread that you missed, which is the action and defending.
Ooh.
And one of the songs that I listened to while making this is a song by the band Cheap Perfume, whose quote I have at the bottom of the attacking description.
Yes.
We've had to say a lot of stuff we thought was fucking obvious, like, yes, it's okay to punch Nazis. Great song, by the way. Look it up. So underneath that, we have the victory, defeat, and downtime flow. You ended in victory, so you don't need to worry about anything else.
Hooray!
So, you're victorious, the mission is a success, and you get the fuck out of Dodge. On your way out, you spot R&R helping the bystanders. The scrappers are already peeking through the rubble. The fight is over for now. So you're gonna follow the instructions for gaining scrap based on the mission's front. We're gonna do that right now.
And it's page XX.
so
is that meant to be XX?
That's a mistake.
Yep.
Well, I'm only human. I'm only human.
Yes.
So don't change pages. I'll just do it for you, okay? So
Okay.
Nomia Vikshi, you got 5 kills, right?
Yep.
Okay. Roll. Roll the danger dice as many times as you got kills. So the danger die was 4. So you're gonna roll 5d4.
I got
All right.
2 4s. Do I still add edge even in downtime?
Yeah. No. The mission's over.
I got 2 4s, 2 2s, and a 1.
I wonder, does edge? I think edge resets also between missions. I should probably clarify that. I also realize that like there is no point in me making you roll because you cannot gain high grade scrap because you literally did not do a hard mission. That needs to be revised as well. Thank you. Nomia, you gain 5 units of low grade scrap, which happens to be enough to purchase a new part for your mech. Can you believe that? Wow.
Do I reset
Also,
the
hi,
heat and the
Repti.
edge? Reset the heat and the edge.
So reset your heat and your edge, by the way, as well. And as the last part of winding down after a mission, clear the mission briefing. Just literally delete all of it across. And now begins downtime. If you could please take me back over to the, or take us back to the rulebook.
Over here. Over here.
Also, yes, it's there's a lot of page. I forgot to put my placeholder pages. Don't worry about it. It's fine. We'll fix it in the next version. So here's what happens, Nomia. You're now going to take downtime actions the same way that attacks work. You're gonna mark X's on the track. When you get to triangle, you get a new mission. You literally get a new mission. And when you get to square, you must leave on that mission.
Okay.
So now you may be wondering, Maxi, what do I do during downtime, Maxi, other than being gay? Well, let's scroll to the next page and meet the members of the movement.
Oh.
So welcome to the people who are part of the movement. First off, we have the Scrappers. The Scrappers are literally the youngest members of the movement. They are all
Little babies.
teenagers who are literal, or like people in their 20s who don't know a world before the regime and the fascist regime. They help the movement by literally scrapping anything that isn't tied to that isn't bolted to the ground. They take apart the robot cops. They steal enemies' weapons and bring them to us. Without them, there is literally no gestalt. It would be just a blueprint without their help. And of course, every faction or every wing of the movement has a leader that is represented here by these images. Pelirrojo is the leader of the Scrappers. There's a little tidbit about them on the upper right. But the downtime action of the Scrappers is refining scrap. You spend 2 X's, and then you can spend 5 units of any crap to gain scraps, right? To gain 1 scrap of any grade. I think I will fix this in the next version to make it just 1 action instead of 2. It's a little bit too expensive, but nonetheless, you can turn scrap into other scrap.
Also, I like, for some reason, I'm just very fond of the phrase reverse littering. Reverse littering is really funny.
I mean, like, it makes sense, right? Like, the fascist regime, don't, you know, they don't want the populace to have any sort of control over their fates. So when they realize that people are literally finding junk cars and scrapping them, they're like, no, that has to be a crime too.
That's also a crime. So, everything's a crime. Fuck you.
That's also a crime. Yeah, of course that has got to be a crime. You know? So yeah, reverse littering is a crime. If you take junk out of the streets, that's a crime. You have no right to be taking that. So that's as you can tell, there's 6 little notches on the top of the screen. There's 6 groups within the movement.
Oh.
The second members of the DK crew are Intel. You got an email from Intel earlier in this book. They are the ones who find out about the missions. They have a complex system of spies, secret handshakes. They have the upper hand because the regime is so convinced that they're in power that they're doing things such as social media raids. Like anybody fucking even uses social media anymore.
Yep.
So you know, what does Intel do? They have wet work was one of their abilities. This is gonna get reworked, but it allows you to change your danger rating. You may be thinking, but Maxi, my danger rating is currently 0. Yeah, right now.
Oh.
The next member of the DK crew.
Also, I forgot to mention. This is a slight thing, but I always appreciate in fiction and media when teenagers are actually appreciated as a member of society and not just, and also teens. Like, I feel like there's a lot of worlds where there's only children and adults, and teenagers don't exist and they don't mean anything.
Yeah.
And teenagers are important.
Absolutely. I mean, like, from a storytelling point of view, again, you know, I'm a fiction author first and foremost, and like, you know, when creating this world, I ask myself, like, what about the people who have only lived in this world? The people who don't know anything other than the fascist regime. And I'm like, they would, of course, they would be members of the movement. Absolutely, of course, they would fight against this fucking bullshit. Of course. Next up, they got mentioned earlier. Every time you go on a mission, you're joined by R&R, which stands for Recon and Rescue. These are members of the group who pass for white and cis, so that they stand around before missions happen and they help civilians get out. The fact that they pass for cis and white means that cops don't immediately tackle them down to the ground and they just vanish. You know, because there's gonna be collateral damage. It fucking sucks, but the movement needs to take action. So this is how they minimize collateral damage. Some people call them angels.
This glitter wound. Big fan.
Meanwhile, by the way, the regime says it's immoral to administer first aid as it intervenes with God's plan, by the way.
That is kind of legit. That's kind of real. Also, who is the snail? Who is the snail? My best friend.
It's Snail.
He's just a snail. I love him.
If you would like. Okay, so one of my for people who don't know, I made this entire game using Google Sheets because I didn't want to use Microsoft Word because they fucking suck, and Google Docs is not fit for making a book as artsy as this. And I didn't want to learn a whole new program, so I thought, you know what? I used to make stuff in PowerPoint, so I made this entire thing, all these layouts and stuff. I made them in Google Slides.
Damn.
And one of the reasons why I enjoyed Google Slides is because it has a fuck ton of fonts, because Google has a bunch of fonts as part of their Google Fonts program. One of them is the Noto emoji font, which is a unique font that turns emojis into one consistent image, and that right there is the Noto emoji for the snail. I love that because normally if I put an emoji, it will look different depending on whether you're looking at it on a Android phone or an iPhone or a Windows PC, and that inconsistency is not good when doing book layout. So
Nope.
that's why I particularly love the Noto emoji font. It's consistent
a little
across
guy.
the board.
He's so cute.
So snail mail, again, I'm gonna add more role playing to the book, but snail mail is one of the options. Snail mail is one action. It allows you write a short message that is 3d6 words long and address it to a family member or friend who's outside of the movement. The next time you take this action, you roll 1d4, and on a 4 you hear back from them.
Aww.
Yeah.
He's cute.
Yeah. Now the next member, you know, so we have, you know, you're able to change scrap.
Oh hell yeah! I remember
change your
seeing
danger.
I remember seeing this this guy. I was like, wow, who's Felicia?
Okay, so that's Felicia. I want you to know. Originally, I wanted the entire book to be my art and very, very cunty, over-sexualized art. I did not have the energy, the spoons, the action points to do it, so I went for photography instead. Felicia looks so much more metal in my head, but this is as good as I could get with stock photography. Just know that, like, Felicia is not a, like, she's not a robot. She's not a fuck robot. She's not a fucking sex doll. She is... Okay, you know what? We have to talk about Felicia. Fuck it. So, Felicia's a very important member of the... she's an important member of the faction because she has a fucked up backstory. And she's very important. She is the oldest member of the movement. She was forcibly turned into an NHE through a regime program that targeted black women, claiming that they were not fit to be in the workforce or parenting.
Yep.
The movement found her in an abandoned government warehouse, her brain and spine plugged into a fucking forklift. She is the oldest member. She's the fucking smartest. That's why she's in charge of operations. Don't call her grandma or she'll kick your ass, or even better, fuck your ass.
Yep. Hell yeah.
I want you to understand that Dr. P made her a new body, and I need to make that doodle because the way I see her in my head is so fucking good. But nonetheless, that's Felicia. A movement fucking needs food, housing, and a bunch of other fucking things, and that's what operations does. That's what operation does. And Operation also is in charge of sex rehabilitation because the regime has fucked up people's perception of sex. They educate, give protection, and literally teach people that sex is not a reward or punishment. Sex is fun and good. So what's the fucking around action? You can pick any number of movement members and mark 1x for each. Then you envision having a lovely time with all of them. Now, I do want to say that the flavor text in here does clarify, by the way, that it doesn't have to be sex. It can be
You
movie,
can play Mario
it can
Party.
be video games. It can be a Mario Party in your pants. Or just Mario Party for the GameCube. Mario Party 6, the one with the microphone. So you are free to envision that however you want. But I wanted a chance for you to spend time with the characters that I put in the fucking book. And someone requested the ability to roll up your own custom members, and that will be in the book. I will be adding that. So next up, we have Little Pharma.
He's so that's such a cute name.
So the regime keeps people poor by charging them an arm and a leg for the most basic medical care. Little Pharma synthesizes everything from migraine meds to birth control to insulin
Oh my
to
god,
HRT,
it's
and
Big
it's all free.
Pharma. It's Big Pharma, but Lil Pharma. I get it.
You get it? You get it? You get it?
I get it. I get it.
So the downtime action for Little Pharma is getting therapy. Because you're in a fucking war zone, and war is fucking hell. So you have a meeting with your therapist, you roll 1d6 and envision what you talked about. You can talk about your childhood, the mission, the regime, the future, someone else unhappy face, someone else happy face.
Yeah.
Just fucking get therapy, bozo.
Get therapy, asshole.
The premier role-playing game that says, hey, maybe you should go get therapy.
Can I get mitadrine in this game? I have to go to a compounding pharmacy. I'm gonna imagine that Ambrose is him. I'm gonna imagine he's the one who compounds my medicine for me every time I order it.
Yeah, that's him. That's him with the mortal and the pestle.
Yeah, he's doing it, and he's making my meds. Thank you. Thank you, Lil Pharma.
Also, this is behind the scenes.
I keep thinking Lil Pharma is Ambrose's like rap name.
How dare you? How dare you?
He can rap. You think he got Rab?
No. Yeah. I was thinking more like R&B, but that's fine. That's fine. I'm okay with that. And the last member. Yo, hell yeah, Dale. The last member
it's Dr. P.
It's Dr. P. So, welcome to engineering. So Dr. P is a bit of a troubling character. Is my favorite character in the whole fucking book. It's literally a character from an ancient idea that I had, and I finally gave them a home here. No one in the movement but you and like the leaders know that he used to work at Haddock Robotics. He invented the Gestalt and the custom neural interface based on what Haddock was already working on. And he decided to defect, not only because he's queer as hell and has been dealing with that his entire life, but also because he saw where shit was going, and shit's gonna get fucking bad. And you know, this is the, you know, his purpose is to help you develop new parts for the Gestalt. And I want to make this very clear, by the way, because like I know the base version of the game has you fighting normal people and like one tank. The campaigns in the game you're gonna be going up against the regime Gestalts, or you know, whatever their name is, and those are full-on boss fights where they don't go down in one hit. It's gonna be fun. There's a lot of room for stuff in this game. Even though the current version is it's complete, you can play this game for hours and hours and literally unlock all the mech parts and go on missions. But there's gonna be more stuff coming. More stuff doing what? And
this entire game was based on Maxie's one bit where they say what?
Could you imagine? Could you imagine if I had done that? There's one last downtime action, and it's literally putting away the game and fucking sitting down for a while. You know?
I go to sleep.
You know,
I wanted to answer the
question. I wanted to answer the question: when does the game end? When, you know, when do we stop fighting fascists? And the reality is that we can't stop fighting. We have to keep fighting. And even if it feels like it's forever away, that's why we have to rest, take care of ourselves, because we're not gonna stop fighting.
Burnout
and my
is
favorite
real.
line in the book. My favorite line in the book is right there. My head's covering it. When does it end? The answer is, in all likelihood, we will not be the ones to reap. Nevertheless, we must sow.
Yay!
It's my favorite line in the whole book.
Oh! I accidentally brought up Doc Gengar again.
Yeah, there he is.
I didn't mean to bring him up. I pressed Control Z too many times. I brought up Dark Gengar. He's here too. Yeah. He's fighting for trans rights too.
And also, if you scroll a little bit, we can actually do the last few pages in the book. Following this is all the mission types. There's of course destroying, killing, saving. The first front. This little artsy spread wasn't originally in the book, but I wanted to put it in there.
And I like it. It was the first page I read in full when I got because I scrolled over. When I first got the game, I like scrolled through it just to make sure. Because I wanted to see all of the cool things. I didn't read too much of it because I wanted to learn with Maxie here. But I read this one. I really liked it, Maxie.
Thank you. I made the game that I wanted to make. And that's why I couldn't get out of the book. Originally, the spread wasn't in the book, by the way. I added this literally at like 2 in the morning, the day of the jam ending. That's right. That's the night I didn't sleep at all. That's right. You're correct. And I could not get myself to release the book without addressing the fact that like I don't know how to say this, but like mecha fiction is kind of comfortable in a way in that the enemies are always some sort of ununderstandable alien threat that you don't have to engage with, in other than just in combat. And it's safe. It's safe to be like, you know, you can justify having giant robots when the threat is literally, you know, Mecha Godzilla. You know, I get it. But I couldn't get out of my head of like, you know, like maybe that's why for me mecha fiction was comfy, because the enemy was always very clearly evil and in the wrong. And that's when the line came to me, it would be much easier if our enemies were giant monsters from space. But the reality is that our enemies are not giant monsters from space. They are people. They are people who are easily led, are easily told, are people who easily sell the rights of their neighbors, and the lives of their children, the lives of their friends, for nothing. And that sucks. And that fucking sucks. You know, I wish, you know, a part of me wishes I'd made a game where you fight, you know, aliens, but nope. Not in this time. Not now. Probably never. This is a game about killing fascists.
Kill the fascists. I really like this page, Maxie. I'm glad you included it.
Thank you. I followed my heart.
Yeah.
And the last spread of the book is literally me being like, hey,
yeah.
do you like this fucking game? Fucking please, for the love of God, support the game. For the love of God, download it and leave it 5 stars, because it's literally the lifeblood of an independent game are people talking about it.
Yeah, and it got like it got like the front page of itch.io as well. It was so good.
Yeah, it's been crazy. It's been crazy. But I also ask people to tell people about the game. Word of mouth is very important, especially also because like I value people's opinions more than I do like reviews or like, you know, like news articles. Like if a friend tells me this game is good, I'm gonna check it out. I have decided to start playing Breath of Fire because Chippy sounded so excited about it and passionate about it. I'm like, you know what? I should find out what this thing is about.
You know what other game you're gonna play because a friend recommended it to you? Tune into Becky's stream next week.
Yeah. That's right. You know, things are gonna get pretty rad.
They're gonna get pretty rad over on Maxie's stream.
Grandma! That's where Grandma lives!
I won't tell you which protagonist to play as, but I will say the male protagonist, I think he's like purple-ish. I don't remember what he looks like exactly. But the voice lines I've heard from him, peak content. I've heard them. They're pretty great.
Which protagonist gets to see now? Because I feel like that's my deciding aspect.
All of them.
Perfect. Life is good. Okay, then I'll just go by vibes then.
Don't worry. Now is an essential part of the video game.
Grandma lives there. Grandma. Sorry, I made her into an emote for our Discord server.
Yes, you did. It's a now emote.
Literally, we finished the stream and like Kitty got up to like have dinner, and I'm like, hold up, I gotta finish this real quick.
I'm busy.
I focused and I made it happen. But anyways, that's the rule book. Nomia Vikshi, I don't know how much longer you want to go. We could go through downtime, or you know, we could call it here if you want.
How much time do you have for stream today?
I mean, like, you know, I allocated time for 2 hours. I definitely did not allocate time for 3 hours. If you want to, we could, you know, bomb rush through downtime, make a new mecha part, and go into a mission if you'd like.
Let's do a little downtime. With Irma.
Okay.
Irma.
Yeah, so you want to go to page 16, by the way.
16.
Or do you want to just keep scrolling?
No, it's useful to have Maxie here. You can just tell me which page is which.
I got you. So yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. Don't worry about refining scrap. And I do, by the way, as a game designer, I recognize there is an imbalance in the downtime actions. Some are mechanically pure mechanical, some are pure roleplay. I'm gonna even that out a little bit in future releases. Mechanically speaking, you should not refine scrap. I'm telling you right now.
Not right now.
You shouldn't do that because then you wouldn't be able to craft anything. So. Also, I see you're looking at the mech parts. So you have five low-grade parts. Every mech part costs 5 scrap of whatever grade they need. There is low grade and high grade. You only have low grade parts. You can only build parts that have an LG on them. So I don't know if you want to look through the parts first, or just go by vibes. I don't know.
Ooh, I'm gonna have a look. Twitch, that masking the clock. I want to keep Peony because I like the Lucky Bastard. Lucky Bastard is pretty good.
Okay. So if you wanted to build a new pair of legs, it would have to be Dominique, which is the thick ones.
Run, close and far, swap places. So that sweepy swaps close. You did a tackle with this one as well, and it moves foes to mid.
Yeah. This is one of the few legs that actually has an attack.
Yeah, defend D4 though. Reroll the heat.
Yeah, it has a low.
Keep the result of its lower. Okay, so you get like advantage on a heat or disadvantage. Whatever. What do we got? Arms. Simone arm.
That's right. There's the Simone. Simone is low grade. There's also Trent and Patricia. Trent is the little revolver-looking one, and Patricia's the flamethrower.
Revolver close. I don't have anything long-range shitty things.
You have Garland. Garland is the only. Oh, by the way, the second page is just the same arms but reversed.
Same,
by the
but
way,
reversed. Yes.
Yeah.
I got confused for a second, and then I was like, "What's the difference?"
No, so on the character sheet, again, my biggest regret is that I can't make the spreadsheet look like the character sheet where the cards line up to form the mech.
Yep.
But for people who need that, I have reversed versions of all the arms because it would just look weird to have 2 left arms.
Yep. If you ever made a physical copy of this game, a physical box of it, you could print it on those Clio cards,
Ooh.
Just lay them on top of each other.
Interesting. I didn't consider that.
Yeah. So, but you couldn't have the borders on the cards though, I don't think, because otherwise there'd just be lines through it. You could have them just clear and have that'd be neat. Lay them on top of each other. What we feeling?
Yeah, I say go with vibes. I know that you're a tactical bitch, so you're probably looking at the abilities and being ooh, is this worth changing? But also, I don't know, just go with fucking vibes. Go with vibes,
Simone, I feel like I have to go for Simone because that's mine. That you named after my character, obviously, that we all know that you did. Yeah,
I do realize, by the way, I didn't do this on purpose, but I've been playing a lot of the Pokemon TCG Pocket app, and I do realize that some of these read Pokemon abilities. This is not intentional. Literally, I had never.
I like it though. It's cute.
I had never played the Pokemon TCG before. This is my first time playing it, and I'm reading this, and I'm like, no, yeah, this could be a fucking Magnezone, ability. No, but Simone has the super hot spiral screwdriver, where if your heat is 9, you can use that without paying its cost.
I mean, nice. Simone. I feel like I have to go Simone.
Oh shit. If you want to mix Simone, okay, perfect. Let me send you an image so you can just import.
Oh yeah, send me the image, please. May I have Simone, please? I have grabby hands.
This is literally this is the last thing that I'm like, I gotta make sure that I do this for noms.
Grabby hands. Can I have Simone, please?
There you go. So what I would recommend doing is that just delete the arm. Oh fuck. Which side did you want? Which are you replacing? You're replacing Garland, or are you replacing?
I'm replacing Garland. So yeah, I need the other one.
Okay.
The other Simone,
classic
please.
Maxi. By the way, shoutouts to Maxi, who, when I first made the cards, I made them, but I didn't reverse the art, so I had to remake them. Isn't that fucking hilarious?
No.
I know, very exciting. Maxi, nobody cares. You're right. No, you're right, but I gotta tell someone about my struggles.
Your Discord little message is just Grandma.
Oh, you just noticed? It's been that since Sunday. Grandma.
Oh my god, Grandma. Hang on, I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna show it on stream just in case I accidentally do something stupid. Isn't there a way to
Oh no
replace an image?
no, you can in Google Docs, not here. Just delete the image and then insert image and insert inside of cell.
Yep, I know how to do it. I thought it was the same, but it's not.
Yeah, turn on your webcam so I can see your beautiful, cute little face.
There's a slight white outline, but it's fine.
I know it's not. I know. I made the other ones in advance, all nice and pretty. I'm actually gonna remake all the card assets to make them like cohesive, because some of them are not cohesive. Okay, I made this game. Also, by the way, I want to give a big shout out to myself. I want to give myself a big shout out for leaving the designing of all the mecha parts until literally the day before the game came out.
Yep. A great idea on Max's behalf.
Yeah, you know, yeah, I thought, you know what, this is future Maxi's problem, and then I became future Maxi, and I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, and I spent my low grade scrap, so
that's right, you spend all of your, and because you manufactured, please mark 1x, please.
1x. Should we do how about to wrap up stream, we'll do one little roleplay moment.
There we go. You want to go to therapy? Okay, let's go to therapy.
I don't know. Let's think about it. What do we want? We could also hang out with Clips or Felicia. We should hang out with Felicia.
Yeah, you want to do some fucking around? You want to fuck around and find out?
Go fuck around and find out.
Okay, so you can pick any number of movement members, and you get to mark 1x for each of them. And there's 6 of them are built in. By the way, I will have you know.
I want to hang out with Felicia.
You can hang out with Felicia.
Does it just? Did you say that she cooks earlier? You said that she cooks.
I didn't say. I mean, like I guess she could cook. I didn't say she takes care of food and housing.
Yeah.
More as in like the logistical part of it. I don't think she's actually in the kitchen. There's a bunch of lore that like is on the table because I haven't put it in the book yet. Namely, by the way, in case anybody's wondering, where the fuck does the movement stay? They squat inside of empty buildings because fucking rent is so fucking high, and landlords get so many tax breaks even on empty buildings that they would rather just leave buildings empty. And you're like, wow, Maxi, that's terrible. How dystopian. That's just the way it works right now.
That's how it works in real life, guys.
So yeah, by the way, yeah. So you know your dead mall, it could have a giant robot inside of it right now.
You know what made me think about it was because this whole like, especially with the because I was thinking, you know what I was thinking of? I was thinking of soul food and like the origins of soul food. And how it was made by black slaves who would basically get scraps from the white people, and they just took those parts of the food that the white people deemed were not good enough, and they made it delicious. And that's kind of what I was picturing, of just like, especially because Felicia's a black woman, I was just like, bring that history into this world, and especially because we're in the fascist regime, and it's like that's why I pictured is like kind of like the soul food culture.
Hell yeah.
Of it.
Hell yeah.
And I want.
No,
I want it. I'm hungry. I didn't eat breakfast before stream started, and I'm hungry, and I want soul food.
Yeah. No, for sure. If you want to just spend time with Felicia, then just mark 1x, and then we just envision.
Yeah.
Yo, Mama Vixie's playing Oxygen not included.
Mama Vixie is playing Oxygen not included.
Good for them. Good for them.
I'm just gonna picture...
Wow, Mama Vixie does play Oxygen not included all the time, huh?
Yeah, it's one of their favorite games. It's one of the first streams I did with Mama, was them teaching me how to play.
I remember. Sometimes I wish that I had like a game that I played all the time. I don't. I don't think I have one game that I've always loved, and that I don't replay games except for like Chrono Trigger every 2.5 years.
If you spend $5,000, you could play The Sims with me. Oh, The Sims.
You know, I own so many Sims expansions, and I feel like I've hardly ever done anything in The Sims.
We should play Sims together.
I wish they would actually do the multiplayer Sims thing, because I feel like that would be really fun.
There are mods for it. They're a little jank, but there are multiplayer mods.
I mean, The Sims 4 is jank. I'm sorry.
It's so jank.
The Sims 4 is like trying to do a magical girl D&D campaign, running it off of like D&D 5e, and it's like you can, but it's gonna be jank.
Yeah, The Sims has always been jank. I feel like people are like, The Sims 4 is so busted. I remember back in my day when the games were broken. No, they were always broken. The games have always been, what the fuck is going on?
The games have always been broken. Sorry, I'm old. I've been there. The games have always been broken.
They've always been broken, guys.
They work.
the concept of the game The Sims is insane. The fact that it's anything at all is...
No, and also let's fucking go. The origin of it is also like super like anti-capitalist too, because like the whole origin story for The Sims is that the creator's house burned down, and in trying to rebuild everything and figure out what to buy again, he realized how much he didn't care for a bunch of shit in his house, and how weird it is to start from zero. And that was the little nugget. Originally, the game was called Dollhouse, which is I think it's a great name.
It is a great name.
But you know, cishet white boys were not gonna buy the game in fucking 2000.
I still have dreams of making my own game at some point, and there's an idea floating around in my head of making a dollhouse game with a doll mode and a house mode, where you make the dolls and then you make the house, and it's isometric, so it's like you don't have to worry about a lot of the 3D movement around, because it's like an isometric little dollhouse kind of thing. And,
I like that. That sounds fun.
And I think about it a lot, and maybe one day I'll be able to make it, but it's so big. It's such a big project to ever make, but I do think about it every now and then. Maybe one day.
Something to think about.
This is what I'm talking about with Felicia.
Yeah. It's just, you talk about this ancient game series called The Sims, back when there were video games.
I'm eating a lot. I'm like, did you know in The Sims, you used to be able to, The Sims 4, there was a Realm of Magic expansion pack, and you could make a whole cauldron of mac and cheese. And meanwhile, Felicia's stirring a cauldron of mac and cheese. It's like, it's real now.
I like that. A nice tender moment. I don't want to make any announcements right now, but like I have like an idea bug for a novel set in this world, and I might just go for it. So like, you know, there's a lot of like fun nuggets for you to play a character in this setting. There's a lot of angles, especially like what kind of person agrees to becoming the pilot for a machine that might kill you. But it will also kill a lot of fascists.
Hey, Maxie,
there's a lot
if you
of
ever do write a novel, can Irma make a cameo?
Maybe.
She deserves
I don't see why
it.
not.
She deserves it.
Yeah. There's gonna be a character eating a bunch of mac and cheese, a big old bowl of mac and cheese, and then you'll know. You'll know.
That's Irma. But yeah, I don't know if we're gonna do another stream of this, because I feel like maybe we could, but we have another game that we want to play on stream together, right?
That is true. There's another game we want to play on stream, and also like I do want to clarify that like the game is good to play right now. Again, there's 16 parts of that you can unlock and go through missions, and you know the first mission that you do is actually on the lower difficulty because you don't have access to the harder enemies of the literally if you want to go and show them on stream, literally the an NHE tank and a goddamn fighting robot called the Aegis.
The Aegis. You know, where'd you get that name from, anyways?
I mean, it is a word. So there's
also it is a word.
Again, there's a lot of lore on the table, but there's also you know how like the government took minorities and turned them into slaves by ripping out their head and their spinal cord and plugging them into a machine. So some people in the regime just do that because they think that's gonna they think they're actually like saving the world. They call themselves martyrs. And you can find yourself fighting some people who either because they were too crazy to be a cop or too inconvenient to be laying around, there you go. That's a person connected to a tank and a person connected to a robotic like
I'm a big fan of this flavor text down here. I just read it.
You want to read it out loud?
Can I scroll down? Being trans, too dangerous because it's irreversible. Becoming an NHE for the government, a martyr, and having your head and spine chopped off your body and shoved into a killing machine. Apparently that's just being patriotic. Doublethink is a hell of a drag. I do like...
Where's the joke?
I do like the idea
there's
that
no
this
jokes.
is... I do like the idea that this is what fascists thinks being trans is. This is what all trans people... This is the ultimate goal, to be honest.
This is trans people just want to get plugged into a vat of Kool-Aid.
Honestly, kind of true.
And just play World of Tanks, but like for real.
My dream body is that I don't have one.
Yeah, you want to be like a
nebulous.
like a geist, you know, like a ghost.
Yeah, I'm like nebulous, but I
yeah.
am cute, you know, and I wear cute outfits.
Nebulous but cute, like Cosmog.
Yeah. Yes, exactly, like Cosmog.
Fucking trans motherfuckers be like, this is my ideal body.
Transition goals, and it's just a picture of Cosmog.
Thank you.
And
Transition goals, and it's just a picture. Thank you.
I mean, there is another
Cosmog.
Smosh reference. Nomia pulls out another Smosh reference. Is Courtney Miller has a quote that I think about a lot. That it's like, I wish that I could be just like a floating orb that made people go like, haha, you're so funny and also really sexy. Like that's gender goals.
That's good. By the way, actually, if you do me a favor and on the rulebook scroll all the way to or go to page, I think it's page 3. Okay, so page 1 and 3 are like the last pages that I did. That's why they kind of suck. But there's one thing that I wanted to get in the book, and next to the Gestalt, there is a little box that says average sized human. That is the scale, by the way, in case you're wondering how big the Gestalt is. That's the scale.
Yeah, you're like the size of his chin.
Yeah.
That's reasonable. Very reasonable.
It's not stupid. Yeah, it's not stupidly big. And if the Aegis comes up to be like to the crotch area.
Mm-hmm.
So you know.
Of course.
So if you're wondering, you know, where the sizing goes, that's the sizing right there. You know, the tank and the Aegis, they're penal region.
You live in there. It's like
that's where you live.
Isn't there that one game that you're in the cockpit? You're in the cockpit.
You're thinking of Son of the Enders, where the cockpit is the penis.
Yep, that one.
And then they asked the Japanese designer why he did it, and he's like, "Well, it's called the cockpit." And then everyone nodded and went, "Ah, naruhodo, naruhodo."
Yeah, naruhodo, naruhodo. So desu ne.
So desu ne. Cockpito desu.
Cockpito desu.
Which is extra funny, by the way, because pito is the Spanish slang for dick. So it's
wow,
it
works so well.
Cockpito.
Cock dick.
Cockpito. You know, it's like penis, you know?
Does that feel when it's penis?
Double dicks, you know? And, you know, yeah, I'm just saying, by the way, you have a nice homey image of Felicia, but I want you to know that her body has multiple add-ons. And one of them is definitely 2 dicks, 100%.
2 dicks.
Literally, I was gonna have a diagram of like the plug-and-play system that Dr. P created for her.
Nice.
Damn it! So much art on the table that I still have to draw.
Oh,
yes, by the way,
wish...
it's hilarious that he called it the plug-and-play system, by the way. Yes.
That is hilarious,
it's
and
funny.
I do love it. It's very good, and I do want that in real life. Thank you. I would like that in real life. How do I get it?
See, like, how do we get to like humanity, but without the stupid cyberpunk stuff?
Yep.
Like, even like, I'm sorry if you make cyberpunk, but you don't like acknowledge like transhumanism that in the benefit of trans people and like disabled people. Fuck you. Go fuck yourself.
Disabled people deserve prosthetics that are sick as fuck.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Also, sorry. I'm gonna get off my soapbox, but there's this bit that I think about all the time, and like I can't stop thinking about how in Cyberpunk 2077, the video game,
Yes.
there are people with smartphones. Why would they have smartphones? If everyone has a chip in their head, why would I be looking at a fucking screen? I would be walking around with a YouTube video playing on the bottom left corner of my vision at all times.
Oh my god, the true remedy for ADHD.
I mean, but by the way, speaking of having a video playing on the bottom left corner of the screen, I would always have Nomia Vixi's stream playing. Please consider supporting Nomia Vixi and leaving a like. Thumbs up, please, for Nomia. Thumbs up if you like if you enjoyed the video, leave the video a 5-star review in the comments.
Yep.
I feel like that would be really helpful.
It
would really help Nomia with the algorithm. What if people started leaving star ratings? What if people
leave 5 stars in the comments, please.
No, what if people wrote like written review style ratings for YouTube videos?
Please leave a review of this stream in the comments.
Yeah, can you please leave a review of the stream in the comments, please?
Like in an Amazon review. Product review.
Okay. Call to action. Every person that leaves a star review for the stream, I will screenshot it and post it on Blue Sky.
Yes, thank you.
This could not possibly backfire.
It could never backfire.
It could never backfire. I swear to God, Chippy's not gonna leave a 5-star review and be like, yeah, the stream was alright, but I want to talk about Breath of Fire some more.
Yes. Also,
Chippy wrote me a novel. Chippy wrote me like 5 paragraphs on my yeah.
Before stream, where we were looking at a titmouse, the bird titmouse, we went on a little journey of googling things, and eventually I looked up mice that look like mice, and they're nowhere near as good as I want them to be. They don't look enough like mice.
Hamsters.
They look like hamsters.
They look like hamsters.
So could someone please link me in the comments like a good mouse. I would love a mouse.
A computer mouse that looks like a mouse. Unfortunately,
not a
I'm
hamster.
far gone. I use a vertical mouse because I'm old.
Yes.
And I don't want to get a carpal tunnel.
You could get a mouse that looks like a mouse, but he's sitting up.
You know, actually, the top of my vertical mouse has like some space on it. I should hot glue like a little figure on there or something.
Yeah, a little mouse.
Yeah, a little mouse in there. Yeah,
a little mouse.
I should actually do that. That actually sounds kind of fun.
It's a little mouse.
Well, what if I hot glue like one of those like flat like a 4x3 Lego things, so you can just put little like Lego boys on it.
That's such a good idea, actually. That's actually really good.
I'm sorry. As I was saying that, I'm like, who am I talking to? Nomia's dad? I feel like Nomia's dad would be like, that's so good.
I am my father's son. Leave me alone.
You are your father's son, but it's okay.
Thank you. I like Lego.
But are you excited for Pokemon moving over to Lego, by the way?
Oh yeah, that's good. I can't wait to see the Pokemon Lego. I can't wait to see. I want to see.
I am looking.
The brick
it's
Lego.
Gonna be,
the brick Pokemon.
It has got to be better. It has got to be better. Although I kind of hope they just do the minifigs, but it's just like Pikachu's head on top.
That is hilarious. Like, I just want... And also, all the different body shapes of Pokemon will make such good, like, weird, unique pieces that builders are gonna use in weird, unique ways. Oh, it's gonna be,
That's right.
It's gonna be revolutionary.
It's gonna be the pink frog all over again.
Did you know that there is slang in the Lego building community for that? It's
is there? Please.
It's NPU. NPU is nice pot. It's nice pot usage, which is like which is when you use a part for like it's something that's not meant for. It's NVU. That's very nice part usage.
Nice part usage is also will be a new mechanic in DSM. Thank you.
That's the new DSM mechanic is nice part usage.
Nice part usage. Yep.
Where you use a pink frog. Can we attach a pink frog to the gestalt arm?
Yeah. I mean, like, the way that I would do it, could you please do me a big favor and look up, it's the Digimon Lego Agumon. What's his name? You look up Toy Agumon.
Toy Agumon. Oh yeah, I know him.
Okay. Put him on the screen. Put him on the screen. Okay.
Let me get him. Hang on.
Okay. So this is literally this is what I would do. Okay, this is what I would do.
Okay, hang on a second.
Okay.
Hang on.
Oh, no worries, no worries. I'm getting ready.
There he is.
Woogly boogly. Okay. All right, so imagine this guy.
Yep.
That's your arm.
That's me.
That's it. That's the arm. That's the arm.
Instead of any of these beautiful drawings, beautiful drawings that Maxie made me, this is actually Iruma's mech. This is it.
Yeah. This is it.
This.
Yeah. I guess
He's so good.
Okay, unsarcastically speaking, if I made an Irma or Uruma part, what would the aesthetic of that be?
Ooh, okay. So it's inspired by new Iruma.
Don't say mac and cheese. I swear to God, you fucking
It's not
weirdo.
mac and cheese. It's not mac and cheese. But Iruma has a lot of weird little devices that she uses. It's definitely gotta be some kind of maybe legs. No, actually, it's gotta be a body because if it's inspired by Iruma Miyu, then it has to have big boobs. And it's gotta have rocket boobs. It's gotta have an attack in there.
I was also thinking, having a lot of little devices made me think of like gun bits, which is like little drones, like little guys that fly around you.
Oh yeah, little drones. Yeah. I think probably
the boobs come out and fly around.
I think yes, the boobs come off and they become little drones.
There you go. They spin.
She has like, you know how in anime they have the perfectly spherical tits? She has like two perfectly spherical tits.
And the heads just have like the Nier Automata like face.
Yes, and they detach and they come off and they're little drones that fly around.
There you go. That's actually kind of good.
Maybe it like
that's unsarcastically kind of good.
Maybe it like takes a while and it actually hits like the far range on the radar. It's like because they get around.
Okay. Let me actually. I need to like actually. I took notes. Let me just write even more notes because I actually think that's good.
Perfectly spherical tits. Shippy has mac and cheese. I should have mac and cheese.
Shoot out. And then I'm gonna just do a quick doodle of the Emil faces. I feel like that would be really funny.
Yep. Oh, the Mew faces are all so good. She makes some good faces.
The what faces?
The Mew in Danganronpa. She makes some good faces.
Am I safe to Google Danganronpa Mew?
Maybe. I don't know.
How do you spell that? Oh, Mew. Okay.
Mew, yeah. Danganronpa Iruma Miyu. She's very horny.
Oh, it's this girl. Okay.
Yeah.
Her breasts are not that big, but okay.
But they are very spherical. She's got very spherical boobs.
They are very spherical boobs, yeah.
Those could come off and turn into drones. And she has that harness with the loop. That's like a perfect. Look at like her harness pieces. That's perfect for like a mech, like translating into mech form.
I like it.
She could be a mech so easy.
Okay. Notes have been taken. Thank you.
Notes taken. Oh, and it's gotta be some kind of revolver thing, because that's a huge thing in Danganronpa is the revolver.
I mean, I guess you could mix them. You could also just equip the Trent arm. Honestly, that's a revolver arm. Maybe second revolver.
Hang on, wait. There's official art of her that literally has her with robot arms. Hang on.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that. Yeah. Okay.
She literally has robot arms.
Why does she have a candle? That feels...
Because it's wax
that gives
play.
ideas.
It's wax play.
She's into wax play?
Yes, that's literally the whole thing about her, is that she's very horny.
You know, if you had told me what is this girl's kink, I would not have assumed wax play.
She's got
but
she's got literally every single kink. That's kind of her thing.
You know what? Wait, is the other arm holding like a needle?
It's holding a match, I think.
Oh, okay.
It's lit the candle.
You know what? Good for her. Good for her.
But you could turn this girl into a mech so easy.
It slaps her ass. You could turn this girl into a mech so easy.
She turned herself into a mech, let's be real. She's high school or Inventa. She's got to do it. She's probably done it at least once. Also, she's definitely... I think in canon, she's made a strap-on. I think in canon, she made a strap-on. I don't remember exactly, but like she literally has like all these these O-ring hoops flush against her body. Come on. You could put so many dicks on those, just anywhere.
It's true. It's true. No, Noms, I think it's time. It's time for me to once again tell you. I can tell my wife is outside. My beautiful, amazing, sexy gay wife is outside. I want to let you know, by the way, that if you enjoyed this stream, subscribe to Nomia Victory. And also check out my channel as well. My name is Maxi. My pronouns are they, them. I have been your navigator for this session. Deus Ex Machina is available free to download on mkieran.itch.io/Deus Ex Machina. It's in the chat right now and the link in the description of this video. It would help me a whole lot if you would download it and leave a 5-star rating and or review. And that's it for me. Nomia, when are you streaming next?
This is my last stream for the week. I'm taking it a bit easy this weekend. I've got some stuff to do. So our next stream will be on Monday, and I believe it might actually be horse hunting with Chippy.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
it might be horse time
this weekend.
But if it's not horse time, then Tuesday on is Aegis Room.
We should try to coordinate like playing one hunt off stream so that we can like get your gear up.
Probably. We got a horse around. Okay, horse confirmed. Horse confirmed. We got a horse confirmed. Oh, if you are a member, make sure to check the community tab to vote on what days you are available for the April 3 dialing stream, so I can make sure I stream at a good time for everybody. That poll should close in about 2 days, so make sure you vote in time.
Hell yeah. And with that, wait, why am I doing the outro? It's your stream. You decide when it's over. I'm trapped in here. You know, I'm trapped in here. No, Nomia could just start opening Danganronpa character profiles and just be like, and then there's this little weirdo.
Don't tempt me.
And then there's this little weirdo.
I could. But thank you so much for coming, everyone.
You want to argue about Chihiro for 30 minutes?
God, no. I gotta go. Otsunella, bye!
Bye-bye!
Thank you to my $3 plus members, Dust, Desire Leave 25th. Don't talk to me about Chihiro. Okay, thank you, bye!